So this is a PQP record. So as you see, it has 4 components, 4 stages. So open is where AMAT owns it. It has not been submitted to supplier and it is still with AMAT. You will never see any PQP that is open. So that's the restriction brought in. So it means AMAT is deciding itself whether to place this PQP, all information is correct or not. So in any situation, as a supplier, you will never see a PQP that is in open status. The only status you will be watching a PQP will be work in progress to begin with, where AMAT has decided that this PQP description is correct and we want you to act on it. So they move it to the next stage, that is work in progress. Now, if you notice, apart from multiple buttons here, which is quite obvious, where we want you to save and exit, and audit trail, where we track the details, what changed and who changed, uprev a PQP. Apart from that, if you see, there's a very particular button here called as submit to AMAT. So once the PQP is in work in progress mode, the end result that we expect from supplier is to complete all this information in here, which we will cover. And once everything is done, we want, as a supplier, that you come in and click submit to AMAT. Now this action is kind of submitting the PQP back to AMAT. And after this, you will lose all the rights to edit the data. I'll take a pause here. Are we clear on this status here? The button submit to AMAT, its action, and what we are supposed to do when it is in work in progress. Fine, so I'll move on. Now, this is the final action that you are supposed to do, submit to AMAT. Before that, there is quite some action to be done at our end as a supplier. So there are various tabs. You see specification review, KPC identification, design FMECA, sub-tier side supplier identification, process flow, process FMECA, process control plan, gauge R&R, additional process, packaging, cap closure plan. This PQPV also, which we will cover shortly. Now, other thing to notice here is the colors here suggest that these styles are work in progress. So if you get a fresh PQP assigned to you, everything will be work in progress. So expectation from suppliers would be they click on any of the tile to begin with. For example, specification review, you click on it and you fill up the information. This is some fictitious information we have populated here for the sake of this demo. So I will briefly tell what these buttons do here. So first is this full screen mode, where we can see the details in full screen. Each of these grids are editable in inline, so you can just go ahead and click and edit this. You have an option to work in the grid itself. You can just hit the plus icon and you can add more rows. For example, spec demo, and then specification name. So there are certain more columns. I'd like to highlight that. So is this specification reviewed? Yes or no? Supplier has concern? Yes or no? Right. So supplier's concern. What?
Just to add, Devesh, this is not anything different than the existing PQP. This is exactly what you're doing today in your Excel. It's not changed, it's only digitized, so it may look different, but this particular tab has no change from the current Excel to the digital version. Go ahead, Devesh.
Right. So supplier has concern, so yes or no. If supplier has concern, so we have given an option to document that. Is there any action required, and action is assigned to whom, and action status, action due date. Now, if you feel like you want to enter the details in a more a different place in a form kind of a view, so you can click on this pencil icon. I'll click that again. You can click on this pencil icon. A form opens up, and the moment you say that supplier has concern, yes, so we give you more space to enter your concern, like just entering some text. Right, so this view gives you more area to work on, like more real estate to work on and enter the data, which is kind of bulky and voluminous. So that's why we designed it. Action assigned to maybe somebody from your organization, or maybe action assigned to AMAT Focal, so that we can work together and mark it complete. Action due date, so any date, and action status. Once you're done, just hit submit. And now other feature of the grid is, which is pretty common across the entire application, is a wrap text. So just in case you want to see the text in a wrapped format, so it wraps the text as same as we do in Excel. So it wraps the text for you. Plus I can again adds one more row. So that's it. We have these two features: download Excel, so it downloads the data in here, and it also supports the upload. But we want you to utilize the grid and work into it. Now, other thing, once the information is captured here, in between, if you have some doubts on what all details are required, you need some more information, there's tooltip enabled on certain tabs with certain columns which we feel are important. For example, specification name. So it comes with a tooltip called as description of the specification. A little more details is placed in the instructions button. This button is common across all the tabs that we have. So we click on it and we talk in a little detail, like what is the expectation and what all things are required for this tab. Now, once we are done, as a supplier, you will be getting an option to mark it as pending review. So when you get it fresh, it comes as work in progress. Once you're done entering the data, you can mark it as pending review and save it.
So one thing before you go off there, Devesh, well, just wanted to show them the bottom chat button, how to put a question, or how AMAT can put some question over there. Yeah.
Yes. So the other feature that we are going to discuss is, for example, you are